have the county say in a letter that people in these positions are not employees, and they don't say, well, because we're looking at the rule in the EEOC, they're saying they're not employees, and then turn around and say, in this case, they are employees. When the commission could have adopted a statute that said, classified, unclassified, personal staffs of the commission can't run, or they lose their job, but they don't do that, they say employees. These gentlemen, under the evidence presented, are not employees of the county. By definition, an employee is someone who the county can fire. A county employee is the person the county can fire. The county cannot fire these two individuals, but they are attempting to fire them by saying in this statute that they can't run for office, and then basically telling them they have to leave the building, and then cut off their phones and their emails even after we had a TRO. Now, if your honor enters an order, you need to make clear to the county that if you agree with our position, that this is a retroactive ordinance that violates the Georgia Constitution, affecting these two gentlemen, and can't be therefore enforced against them. And in addition, it only applies to employees, and they are not employees. Then the county is made aware that this act doesn't apply to these two gentlemen. But to suggest that these gentlemen are free to run for office, when if they continue to run for office, they will lose their employment, is just, to me, nonsensical. It is, your honor knows well that sovereign immunity protects a lot of actions by a county commission. And whether sovereign immunity applies in this case is an open question at this point. But 90% of the time, there's no remedy except for injunctions against public officials, because sovereign immunity protects them from doing whatever they want to do. And this legislation is punitive in nature. It was directed because these two men had qualified for the positions. The commission made a political statement by telling them they had to leave your office immediately or get out of the race. That is an abuse of political power. And to suggest there's no taking, they have a agreement, as your honor knows, a contract, even an oral contract, is enforceable. The government cannot interfere with that contract. You cannot take away your right to employment by government action. It doesn't matter if it's a contract or will it not. You cannot interfere with it. And what they've done is said, you can run for office, but you have to leave these positions. And they've done it in a way that violates their own rules about adoption of this. And it is just political in nature, and it's unconstitutional. Now, the reason why it's unconstitutional is not only because of the retroactive nature of it, but because it violates the equal protection, because it only applies to commissioners. That means any county employee can run for any other job in the county, an elected official, the sheriff or whatever, and they don't have to leave their job. So it's designed to protect the commissioners alone, not designed to protect anyone else. And it suggests that they have an obligation to protect the system from becoming political